Hello, and welcome to day 5 of 7 on our epic journey together to overcoming that nasty, nasty villain of self-sabotage. Today we're going to look at an oldie but goodie, procrastination. Because come on, who doesn't procrastinate? So we all know that procrastination looks like putting things off, whether it's taking action or just making decisions in our minds, but there are a lot of different reasons that we procrastinate. Sometimes it's the sense that things are completely out of our control anyway, which is a flavor of victimhood. We indulge in that belief and then we act as if it's true. Well, nothing I do is going to make a difference anyway, so I'm just going to not do anything at all. Sit on my couch and watch it fail. Refer back to video number 1 for how to get out of this way of being and thinking. Another reason we procrastinate is pure lack of motivation. In coaching terms, self-enrollment is missing. In that case, you've got to find the reason that you want to do the thing. You've got to find it or invent it. What's the breakthrough that you're playing for example? What do you want to create with not just what you do, but how you do it? What's the thing that you get to practice with it? What's the secret challenge that you're going to create for yourself? Make it fun. Give it meaning. And that'll make motivation less of a challenge for you. Here's my favorite reason for procrastination. Crippling perfectionism that has us needing the conditions to be absolutely pristine and perfect before we feel comfortable even starting something. E.B. White said this about writing. A writer who waits for ideal conditions under which to work will die without ever putting a word on paper. So apply that truth to whatever your thing is. Remind yourself that ideal conditions just don't exist. Do it anyway. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good and done. So even if you only have 20 minutes between errands to work on your thing, even if you're cranky, even if you haven't had your magical green juice today yet, draw Nike's logo on your hand every day if you need to remind yourself to just do it. Just do it already. Okay, so those were some of the reasons that we procrastinate, and there were for sure a few tips in there, but I have a few more for you. Here are my 3 antidotes for procrastination. Number 1 is what I like to call urgency on purpose. And that's opposed to what most of us do. Urgency out of a sense of emergency. No fun. Think about it. When do most of us really hustle into action and make shit happen? When there's a lot of external pressure. Here's an example. The end of the quarter is just 2 weeks away and you're nowhere near hitting your sales numbers as a salesperson. So you go into complete overdrive, doing everything you can to hit those numbers before the close of the quarter so you can get that bonus you really want, right? And maybe you even amaze yourself with how much you're able to accomplish when you really put your mind to it. And maybe you even hit your numbers. But more likely than not, you won't because you just didn't leave yourself enough time. And there's only so many hours in each day. And in addition to that, you probably stress yourself out so hard that it takes you an additional 2 or 3 weeks just to recover. That's what urgency from emergency looks like. Urgency on purpose is when you create urgency for yourself with timelines of your own and your own purpose for sticking to them. My coach and I had a really great conversation about this a while ago when I kept moving a declaration I had around my business out and out, like 1 month at a time. Very sneaky on my part. So my coach helped me get clear on why I would want to stop being so laissez-faire about it and create urgency on purpose for myself. Because sure, I could wait until I really had to hustle when I started running out of money, for example. And that wouldn't be fun at all. Hey, do you want to be my client? Because I really need clients. Or I could create the motivation right then. So I did. I got incredibly clear on what filling up my practice sooner would give me, what it would make possible for me. For example, I would be able to make free offerings like this one. I would be able to read more, to write more, to catch up with friends on Marco Polo more. I love doing that. and to travel for fun more. So with that clarity of purpose, okay, that's why I actually want to create this sooner instead of just like letting it take however long it takes without putting any of my own action to it. Remember, co-creation with the universe instead of letting the universe do it all. So yeah, with that clarity of purpose, I, put the pedal to the metal, and I was able to do it all with a sense of fun instead of, coming from that place of emergency. And that is urgency on purpose. Really good stuff. Number 2 antidote for procrastination. Challenge yourself to make decisions in the moment and to make decisions more independently, because often what really slows us down is waiting around for other people's feedback. Of course, sometimes that's what's truly needed, but get really clear for yourself on when that's the case and when you're just giving away your power to give away your power. You'll increase your trust in yourself the more decisive you become, and you'll save yourself a whole lot of time. Number 3, prioritize by impact. In other words, work on the most important things first. Most women create giant, endless to-do lists, and then they start with the things that are least intimidating, or it might take, the least time to do. And these are often very small things that have little to do with our highest intentions. So you can even create 2 lists. This is what I do. One with the top 5 most important projects that you need to move forward, and one with everything else. Always start working with the top 5 first in order of importance or impact. Like number 1 is the most important project that I need to move along. And that's not to say you need to get number 1 completely done before you move on to anything else. I mean, of course, it might be like a really big project that's going to take a ton of time, but you can do a certain amount of work to move it forward that day and move on to the number 2 and so on. And go over to the other list when you need a break from the top 5, or in the 1 hour, let's say you set aside each day to work on mini tasks from the other list, like ordering XYZ on Amazon or getting back to Carla about XYZ. And here's one more small bonus antidote, specifically about email. Don't leave emails in limbo. I have a few clients who've told me that they work on emails for a really long time. They just keep rereading them. They leave them in draft. They just keep working on them until they feel like they're perfect, or just until it's like the deadline to send the freaking email. And, one trick that I've picked up a few years ago that helps me avoid doing this is when I start my email, "Hey, Jenny," then I'll go down right after that and say, "Thank you, ECAT." And then I will fill in the middle. So for whatever reason, like writing the sign off before writing the body helps me send emails like right after I start them. And just don't let perfection be the enemy of done or good again here. So when you start something small like that, like a little text or email to someone, finish it. And that'll free up some mental energy for you as well as time. So that's it for today's video. I hope you have fun getting out there and punching procrastination in the face today. Come back tomorrow for our second to last video. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. And as always, let me know if there's any, anything that I can help you with, answering any questions, or if you have any feedback for me. I'm already starting to get some really awesome feedback, and I love it so much. So keep it coming, you guys, you gals. Love you so much, and have a good one.